It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, October 3rd, otherwise known as Taylor Swift Day. To those of you that celebrate, how is everyone doing today? I hope you guys can hear me. Yes, my microphone is working. We are all connected. I'm sorry I have a late start today. I was getting my hair did. I needed it. I woke up this morning and I was like, geez. Mama needs a root touch up. But that means I have no makeup on. You know, I only had the time to do one thing today, and I chose the hair. We had a late start because we had a late night. Doing our break fast. I will share it all with you guys. I'm so happy you're spending your Friday with me, your Friday lunch hour. At least it's lunch hour here in LA. How is everyone doing today? It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I am looking forward to a weekend spending it with my family. I've got a lot of fun plans coming up. Baseball, family, baby shower, all kinds of things. So many good things to talk about. But as of today, we have a sentencing going on as we speak. Diddy supposedly is mimicking the scream painting, head and hands, really depressed. Oh, it's not looking good. It is not looking good for Diddy. And I don't feel bad. And then we also have Taylor Swift's album. Is she talking about Blake? Is she not talking about Blake? Do we give a shit? I don't know. We can talk about that. Ryan Reynolds premiered his movie last night here in LA. Blake Lively didn't make it because she's too busy psychotically baking weird looking cakes in her kitchen, but her family did make it. We got other things that we can talk about. We have so many other things we can talk about. We can always talk about things. We can find so many things to talk about here on Daily Dose of Donna. Everyone, get your sprinklers out. Let's go. I'm in a dancing mood. I think I need to update my opening. Not the music. Would never do something that insane. But I just look so different. Don't you think? I just look so different. Those opening clips in my opening little thing, it was from 2023. And we're already October 3rd, 2025. Thank you guys so much. You're so sweet. I actually, my hair looks good because I just got it done this morning from my girl Kara here at True Salon True in Sherman Oaks. Happy to share all her info. I will tag her on Instagram. If you guys are here in Sherman Oaks, literally all my friends go to her. Every single one of my friends go to her. I think I've sent like 20 people to her here in Los Angeles. So I've been going to see her since I was like maybe 23. I love her. She has a good little connection to reality TV too. If you ever go see her, you got to ask her what's going on. You guys, so much to talk about. Number one, those of you that were here and watched Wednesday's episode, I appreciate you. Number one, how much do we love Gavin? Gavin Fish. He's such a nice guy. We really deep dived that episode about Ellen Greenberg. And I was at a break fast last night. So those of you that don't know, if you observe Yom Kippur, or even if you don't observe, meaning if you don't fast, don't go to shul, temple, whatever, which I don't go to temple for high holidays, but many people do. But I did fast. Well, okay, listen, just going to be honest. I didn't fast because I drank coffee. You're not even supposed to drink coffee, but I did. I drank coffee. I drank a ton of water. And then at 4 p.m., I had a half a banana. Okay. Sorry. I'm not perfect. I was like feeling dizzy. And then I had, we went over to a break fast and I was talking to a bunch of the people there, and some of them are dosers, some of the people that were there. And we were talking about all these trials. And people were very invested in the Ellen Greenberg case. They were very invested in Ellen Greenberg. They were invested in the Donna Adelson case, the Dan Markell trial. Remember that one? We were also talking about Karen Reed. We were talking about the drama between Karen Reed and Turtleboy. I haven't covered that. Are you guys interested in the Karen Reed drama with Turtleboy? You know they're no longer friends. They have cut ties. Karen Reed and Turtleboy no longer. That would be like Zach, Peter, and I not being friends, which almost happened yesterday. I'm going to throw Zach under the bus today because he threw me under the bus yesterday. Someone is going to. Someone got silent treatment for 1 hour yesterday. Zach Peter got silent treatment for 1 hour yesterday. That is what he gets. Now they're going to say it on Reddit, right? People are going to be saying it on Reddit. Donna and Zach are so toxic that they are not friends anymore. Yeah, right. Can't break us up. But yeah, Karen Reed and Turtleboy are donezo. It's pretty crazy. We can talk about it. All right, remind me to talk about that in just a bit. Let's talk about it. So mommy and daddy are not fighting, but I was pissed at, because you know why Zach and I fought yesterday in my mind? I don't think he even knew, but because he thinks I was really too forgiving on Jimmy Kimmel. And he thinks that I love Jimmy Kimmel, and neither are true. I do not love Jimmy Kimmel. I don't love him in a box. I don't love him with a fox. I don't love him with two cocks. You know what I mean? And I truly, the only thing I thought about Jimmy Kimmel was I was so sick of Jimmy Kimmel by the time that Jimmy Kimmel came back with his boo-hoo, you know, fake apology, that I just wanted everyone to move on. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. So I said, you know what? Take it for what it is. And here's what I think. I think the whole Jimmy Kimmel story was a net negative for the conservative party. I truly do. And so what I said was the conservative party should just wrap it up in a bow and move on. Because to harp on it and to really work on it and to keep on like focusing on it. He didn't say the right thing. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He didn't do it the right way. He didn't say it the right way. He didn't apologize the right way. It's like I felt like it was being too picky about someone that will never, it's like, why? I just wanted them to move on, move on, move on, move on. I was like, well, you're not going to win here, because Zach was saying Jimmy Kimmel's back on his old shit. He's still talking shit about Trump. I'm like, duh. Of course he's going to talk shit about Trump, and he should. And why I think he should is because if he didn't, then they would say freedom of speech. He's being censored. No, he can't say anything. We don't want that. We want everyone to be able to say and do as he please, as they please, right? Including myself. I want to be able to say my feelings and my thoughts. And my feelings and my thoughts are, I don't care for Jimmy Kimmel. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And when you say all those in favor say aye, do you say A-Y-E, or do you say I like I, or do you say I like E-Y-E? Never know. Truly don't know. Okay, let's continue. Yeah? Oh, you guys are telling me I. Oh, so it's all over. Some of you are saying I, and some of you are saying the I. Don't know. Now, currently, right now, we are in the middle of a hearing, some sort of Blake Lively hearing, you guys. The amount that I care about this case this week is slim to none, to the point where I even forgot that there was a current video call-in hearing. And luckily, I'm in a group text with some of my peeps that are very invested in this case. You know, Andy Signor, Lauren from Court of Random Opinion, Elsie, Zach. I don't think Zach's very invested either. And they're all texting that they're trying to listen to this hearing. Could care. I don't think that they even know what's going on. I'm going to ask, say, does anyone, if one of you, hold on, if one of you wants to jump into my live to give an update, you can. I'm live. I'll give them an option if one of them wants to jump in here and just tell us what's happening. That's how little I care. It's pointless. I guess the hearing is still going on. It's so boring to me because who cares at this point? It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now, I did appreciate yesterday. Yesterday, I believe that Brian Friedman did speak about this New York Times bullshit. We didn't talk about this yet. New York Times is suing Justin Baldoni. And here's my thought on this one, okay? I despise the New York Times for more reasons than this. And if you really want to know why I despise the New York Times, maybe that will be a Patreon episode because it's going to get very, very probably. I don't know if it's a daily dose of Donna for the masses, but it's probably a Patreon conversation. The New York Times is so damaging. The New York Times has created severe damage in so many different ways. They have spread so much falsehoods about so many things. And I think a lot of journalism has done this. I think a lot of media has done this, right? Whether it's TV media, newspapers. I don't know if there's anything that we can say is 100% factual without opinion, without a little bit of stretching of the truth. But I think that we can truly say with fact that the New York Times, just even on this case, if we took every other example out, I think that the New York Times specifically, just with even just this case, you can say, has caused a lot of damage for just Justin Baldoni, right? Without facts. Megan Toohey specifically, what she's done here has been very damaging. And they have lost a lot of credibility. I agree, VB says. Now, this is a really interesting question, and I wish I could repeat your name, but it's like BPXL. Others have sued the New York Times for defamation, but why haven't they countersued them? Why are they going after Justin? That's so interesting. Ari, my friend, she has sued the New York Times with a Taylor Lorenz article. There was I should actually ask her to talk about this. I wonder if she has talked about this. She sued the New York Times a few years ago because she got smeared heavily during an article written by Daily Dose of Donna, a-hole of the year or maybe of the decade, Taylor Lorenz. I'm not shy to say that I despise Taylor Lorenz. That's my opinion. For writing this like really, really disgusting article about her. And she sued the New York Times. Of course, she lost. The New York Times is so difficult to sue for defamation, so impossible. I mean, it's very, very hard to sue these big journalists, these newspapers. I mean, I don't even know the rules. You guys, I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea. I'm not the person to talk about with this stuff. I just know that there's so many layers and it's very difficult to sue these people and win. But it's so true. They have never countersued them. And I don't know why this one is the one. The New York Times has so much money. There is so much money behind these kinds of companies. The amount of money that they lost in this battle against Justin Baldoni is pennies. Pennies. It's not like they've lost so many readers. If anything, Donald Trump, even just saying, even though that case was thrown out, as far as I know, the case is thrown out, the one that Donald Trump wanted to sue the New York Times. But Donald Trump just putting it out there that he wanted to sue the New York Times for defamation would be more of a hit on their reputation, I would say, because that's like a bigger story press-wise that the president wants to sue the New York Times. So Justin Baldoni suing the New York Times and them having to go to court a few times here and there is a drop in the bucket for a company like the New York Times. This is bullshit. This is literally an attack on someone's character. Now, Brian Friedman finally speaks. We haven't heard from Brian Friedman in a long time. And he finally spoke yesterday. He said something it was actually a really lovely statement, which I think is a very telling statement that a lot of people are feeling just in general right now. It, it does feel very David versus Goliath. I feel this in a lot of ways right now, just in life. I talked to my friend Molly today, and I was like, I can't really necessarily get into this here, but like I feel like the Justin versus Blake story is so reminiscent of so many other stories right now in media and in the world. But it really is a David versus Goliath. It's all about the information war. For example, the Taylor Swift process server arrest story that hit the news from stupid Star magazine, and it blasted all over the news. Star magazine, this like silly rag, posts it. It goes everywhere. And then everyone picks it up. TMZ picks it up. Glamour picks it up. New York Post. What are the other companies that are talking about it? Everyone's talking about it, right? Page 6, this, that, everyone. And then we find out that it's not even true. All of the smart TikTokers, Katie, etc., everyone does their research and figures out it's not even true. Teresa, all of these great TikTokers out there, no one issues a retraction. Notice that, right? So you put out this damaging press that attacks Justin Baldoni, makes Justin Baldoni look like a psycho, because how dare he put out a process server at 2 a.m. Of course, they're going to think it's Justin Baldoni that did that. Like, oh, I'm going to go out there at 2 a.m. and scare the living crap out of Taylor Swift, attack her at 2 a.m., right? So he sends a process server out there at 2 a.m. Print that story, but no one would ever dare print a story. Hey, we're going to retract this false story that made Justin Baldoni look like a creeper, look like a stalker, look like a sick, angry psycho. And this is the problem with the media. This is the problem with all of these companies. And so I think that Justin Baldoni is losing the information war. Yes, the people like us that really are diving in and looking into the case and are paying attention, we are aware of what's really happening. But the people that aren't paying attention and are just looking at headlines here and there and just kind of like, flipping through the papers, da 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 da, they don't know shit. They just think Justin Baldoni is a creep. They just think Justin Baldoni SH Blake Lively on a set, and then he hired a retaliation campaign, and how dare he? He's disgusting. And then on top of that, he also sent a creepy process server that got arrested at 2 a.m. in front of Taylor Swift's house. Weird, right? They don't know the truth. And so people like the New York Times, that's their fault. And this happens all the time. So Justin Baldoni is losing the information war. And when Brian Friedman was asked about this, he spoke to the New York Post, who, shockingly, you wouldn't think so, but the New York Post is actually one of the companies I would say a lot of times tells the truth in a weird turn of events. And he said, win, lose, or draw, we refuse to cave to power brokers, even in the face of seemingly impossible odds. If the current laws protect legacy media in this manner, perhaps it's up to us to ignite that change. And then, and he basically is saying that we are going to continue to fight. Like the battle is still going. We are holding on to our truth. So we are going to, we're staying strong. We're staying strong. So that's where Justin Baldoni is. Kinney says, yeah, but what kind of dumbass believes a real process server would go to someone's house in the middle of the night? Idiots. And to that I say, have you met a man like Ex-Patriarch? Which has been so nice to be a little stepped out of the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively case, because I haven't been triggered by people like Ex-Patriarch, and the ilk of him. And I'm not just saying him, but like I've been so stepped out of it that I haven't had to like fight with people like that twist and turn every word. It's been so lovely. been so lovely to be stepped out of that, you know? In the meantime, let's talk about, we're going to get into Taylor Swift in just a moment. Don't you worry, those people that are here by then. Oh, we don't call him by his name. He's Spintriarch. Remember the Spin Doctors? What song did the Spin Doctors sing? Spin Doctors. Someone has to remember the Spin Doctors, right? What was the Spin Doctors song? Two Princes. Two Princes and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. He is the Spin Doctor because he sings Little Miss Can't Be Wrong about Blake Lively. Little Miss, Little Miss, Little Miss, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, yeah. Do 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 do. That's his like hero. He's like, I am a spin doctor. I will spin Blake to the ends of the earth because she can't be wrong. And I hope one day she will recognize me and Ryan Reynolds will marry me and I'll change my name to Hugh. Okay. So Blake Lively, she's baking cakes. You know, she's spinning out. She's spinning out. She's spiraling out. We know what that means. I think she knew Taylor Swift's album was coming out and she was like, I don't know what to do. Is it going to be about me? Is it not going to be about me? What are we going to do? And, you know, she already did the Gossip Girl post, which did not hit. Guys, it did not hit. And I'm sad for her because, you know, she just wanted to be recognized by her old friends. And they said, I'm sorry, who? And for those paying attention, she's gone down from 42 point, I don't remember where she started in this entire story, but now she is at 42.5 million followers. She was at 42.7 a few weeks ago. Now she's at 42.5. So I don't know. She really has got to start paying those bots some more money because those bots are they're quitting. They're quitting by the number. Don't forget the bucket hat. Don't forget the bucket hat. I stand strong. Donna Bowling and Daily Dose of Donna does not support bucket hats. Sorry. Then she, you know, supported her Betty Buzz, Betty Booze, Betty Bullshit. And then we got to talk about this. And I think it ends with lawsuits. I can't remember which company did this. I mean, which Instagram post did this, but they put the bunnies, the cakes next to like a horror sound. And I wonder, is there a horror music? I wish there was like horror music. I wish I did have like horror sounds. Let me see if I can find like, this could be really interesting and good. Here. Okay. So Blake Lively, something's going on in this house, but they're baking cakes that are, I understand, you know, she wants to do something cute with that bunny, but it's giving creepy. I don't know. There's something about it. What kind of cake is it? I'm scared, you guys. I'm scared about this cabinet at the dark lighting. There's a lot of stab wounds. It feels like she's taking her anger out on this cake. I'm scared, you guys. Someone's going to come from the cabinet. This pork. Oh, eat my cake. Eat it. Eat my cake. I ate your cake. It's so good, that cake. Here's a close-up of my cake. Here's the neck of the cake. And here is the cake with a weird naked man in the background and weird things all over the floor and a bucket. There's a bucket on the ground also. And more cake. And another cake. Guys, what is happening? What the hell? What the hell was that? You know that if I posted that, I would get unfollowed. Like, you would follow me. You would unfollow me, right? For real, you would unfollow me. There's no way that you would be like, Donna, that's normal. I feel like you would be like, Donna, that was weird. 14 pictures of a cake? Guys, I think Erica is Blake. I think you're trying hard to see something. No, I'm telling you what I saw. My take on Blake and the cake. Okay, so I can have my cake and eat it too. Oh, you guys think she's definitely taking a literal dig at Taylor Swift for that cake. Taylor often talked about loving bunnies as a child. Do you guys think she's really doing subliminal messaging about bunnies? So interesting. It's wild. Okay, so meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds is here in Los Angeles, and Ryan Reynolds opened up his show in LA yesterday. Remember, he's going from place to place to place, and he's doing his John Candy, I Am Me or I Like Me opening. And remember, I was going to go, but then I realized, no, it's a Jewish holiday. I'm not doing that. So we are here. We are opening in LA, but Blake Lively, funnily enough, didn't come out. Why? Isn't that interesting? But her whole family flew out. Why wouldn't Blake join when the whole family did? What kind of message do you think this is sending? I'm very curious to know your guys' thoughts. This is from the Daily Mail just now. Blake Lively skips Ryan Reynolds' premiere as ex-pal Taylor Swift's album drops, but her sisters show up. Posing with the A-list actor were two of her sisters, Robin and Lori, and Robin's mini-me daughter, Kate, who was just with Blake at Universal Studios. What do you think this is? You think this is a PR move? Do you think this is a we are all sticking together vibe? What do you think this is kind of showing to the world right now? What do you guys think? Ryan is not liking his picture being tainted by Blake. It's showing the world, in my opinion, it's showing the world we're still together, but doesn't want to give the satisfaction of the world to show, he doesn't want Blake Lively taking his thunder. He doesn't want Blake Lively taking the energy away from his movie. He doesn't want Blake's bad press taking away from the John Candy drama and all of his excitement around this. Plus, and finally, I think that right now we're going hard in the paint, that Blake Lively's life is in struggle mode because of the lawsuit. So she can't be out doing red carpets in this moment. She has to focus just on business and being a mother. That's what I think. That's my take on the Blake Lively drama. Teresa thinks Blake was with Taylor listening to Canceled. No way. Not in a million years. So let's move on and talk about Taylor Swift. There are two theories around Taylor Swift's music. Now, let me tell you, Taylor Swift owns the internet. I have never seen anything like this. You open up page 6. I go to a few different websites every day to get my news for the show. I usually go to like 5 different places. I go to page 6, I go to Daily Mail, I go to TMZ, I go to like People, Us, Magazine, and then, Instagram, Twitter, like I go to some of the social media websites. If I go to page 6 today, I've never seen anything like it. It's Page Taylor. It's like she paid page 6 to only cover Taylor Swift. Every single article is about Taylor Swift. This is what page 6, homepage of page 6 is. I guess there's a couple more articles, which I'm so happy for Teddi, by the way. I'll explain in just a second. But it's like Taylor, 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 Taylor. I mean, I feel like Taylor just is everywhere, which is so cool for her, but it's like a tailored out moment. Now, we can talk about so many different things about this album. I am not a Taylor Swift addict. I don't listen to all the songs for all the Easter eggs. I'm not like that. I did listen to some of the songs last night when we were driving home from dinner. So far, I would say Opalite is my favorite, like bop. Canceled is good. There was a couple that I thought were really kind of like fun. I don't know personally. Oh, I'm already getting that Lyman just granted extensions for Lively. What, like hair extensions? I'm not surprised. Lyman and Blake Lively are together always. Like, I'm not really surprised about anything. I think that, yes, I think that it's like a fine album from what I heard. I think some people are going to really love it and some people don't like it. I think that that's how always these albums go. The only ones that have been phenomenal from top to bottom in terms of people's reactions were when she remade Red. That's the only one that I can remember when people were falling on the floor and could not handle how amazing it was. When she remade the Red album and when she did the All Too Well 10-minute version. That was the only time I ever, that's good to know, Laura. If you have any more updates on what he did, let me know, please. That was the only time I remember that everyone loved a Taylor album. This is how we are as a human society right now. People are going to love it and people aren't going to love it. The thing I'm more interested in as Daily Dose of Donna is like, what are the hidden Easter eggs? And here's the truth is that like, it's not as clear cut as maybe we thought it was going to be. But that makes sense because what did you think? What did we really think? That she was going to have a song that said, Blake, for goodness sake. Remember that one? Blake Lively was not going to have a song that was going to say, you lied about SH on a movie set, and Justin Baldoni is my new friend, and I believe Justin Baldoni. Like, it's never going to happen. Obviously, it's going to be such a subtle moment if she talks about it at all. And she maybe wouldn't even talk about it because, let's be real, she is the godmother of 3 kids, I would say, at least, right? 3 kids. And that to me is the priority for her. The priority for her is that she is a godmother and she probably, if anything, wants to stay loyal to that relationship. I don't think she was going to sit here and try to attack Blake Lively as a human being. But if she did in any way want to throw some shade, it's probably so subtle and so random that we would maybe even not know, or maybe project some word onto her. But now everyone is tearing apart every single song saying, is it possible? Is it possible? And the only ones you can possibly think that's about are the ones that aren't about love, aren't obviously about, something else, right? So the one song that people are thinking it could possibly be about is Canceled. Because it's like supporting someone that has been canceled. Okay. I think personally, it's not about anyone in reality. So Us Weekly has a whole article that it's about Brittany Mahomes. Page 6 or New York Post, I can't remember, has a whole article that it's about Blake Lively. Here's what I think. Taylor Swift has a million people in her life that have been canceled, including herself, including her fiance. Everyone in Taylor's life has been canceled and is canceled at some point. Will be, has been, is currently, including Selena, including Gigi Hadid, including every single one of her famous friends. There is absolutely no way in a million years that she is able to write that song just about one person. I think it's a general idea that the canceled song is about, it's obviously about it could be about a guy too. It says Gucci, but could be a guy too. But I think it's definitely a general song. What it is, okay, here are the lyrics. It says, "You thought that it would be okay at first. The situation could be saved, of course, but they'd already picked out your grave and hearse. Beware the wrath of masked crusaders. It's about a girl, obviously. Did you girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too much fun? Come with me. When they see us, they'll run. Something wicked this way comes. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them cloaked in Gucci and in scandal, like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars. It's easy to love you when you're popular. The optics click. Everyone prospers. But one single drop, you're off the roster, tone deaf and hot. Let's fucking off her. Did you make a joke only a man could? Were you just too smug for your own good? Or bring a tiny violin to a knife fight? Baby, that all ends tonight." And then it goes back into the chorus. "They stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. But if you can't be good, then just be better at it. Everyone's got bodies in the attic, or took somebody's man. Will take you by the hand, and soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught." And then she goes back in. "It's a good thing I like my friends canceled. You know who we are. We're the one with matching scars." She's basically saying, welcome to the fucking club. We've all been canceled. You're going to be canceled. You're going to be canceled. She's going to be canceled. And I've been canceled. We don't give a shit. We're sticking by you through the end. We're your friend no matter what happens because we know who you are and we love you. This is why I don't think it's about Blake, because actions speak louder than words. She has stuck by so many of her friends since they've been canceled, right? Brittany Mahomes, Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid. The list goes on and on. Blake Lively is the one and only friend of hers that has been, quote unquote, canceled, that she is not sticking by. And if you say that she is sticking by her privately and not publicly, well, isn't that the whole point when you're a public figure? Because if you're sticking by someone privately and not publicly, you're not sticking by them at all. So I'm going to fight. I'm not fighting anything for anyone because I don't really care that much. But if I were to choose a team in who she is writing this song about, it is absolutely not, in my opinion, about Blake. It's about the general idea of, I'm going to be your friend when no matter what people think about you. And it's kind of my rant about J.K. Rowling the other day, which I've gotten so deep into that. Like, I can't even tell you how invested I am into the J.K. Rowling witch trials. That podcast, I've listened to the entire thing. And I am so invested and disgusted by how the world turned on JK. It's like crazy. If you're interested in this, all I can tell you is what you need to do right, like after my podcast, of course. One of the best episodes I have ever listened to, probably maybe one in my entire life, like in terms of like a docu-series about cancel culture, is The Witch Trials of J.K. Rowling by the Free Press, episode 5. and it's called The Tweets. And it's a 1-hour episode talking about J.K. Rowling's tweets, what she actually tweeted about, women's rights, trans situation during the height of cancel culture 2020, and how people reacted. Her actual tweets, and then the spiral of how people reacted, including people like Emma Watson and her world, right? Like the Harry Potter world, and all of the fans and all of the people, the celebrities and all of the, virtue signalers of the world. And that right there will share with you guys why I'm so heated up about sticking by your people when they are canceled for just having an opinion that the world doesn't deem appropriate. It kills me. It drives me nuts. But this is what I think Taylor is saying. I got you as your friend. I'm not going to turn on you when the world is against you. But the Blake thing doesn't align with that, because she did turn on her. So I don't think that she turned on Blake because the world turned on Blake. I think she turned on Blake because Blake did something shady. I think Blake shaded out Taylor. Like, she did something shady to ruin that friendship. So I think this is a very separate situation. Taylor is not one to shy from people who are unpopular in public, because that right there, 1000% can be denied because of Brittany Mahomes. I know half the country is very accepting of Brittany Mahomes, but Taylor Swift was someone that was very openly not in support of Donald Trump, and Brittany Mahomes is. And she is out there loving on her and hugging her and being very friendly with her. So, like, that is on its own obvious. It's just very, very interesting. So those are my feelings on that. In terms of the other songs, I mean, there's some good songs, and we can talk about that as time goes on, but it'll be interesting. There's some other Easter eggs, I guess, that people are very, very excited about and very into. One about the Charlie XCX. I'm not interested because I don't care. Just being honest, like, I couldn't pull Charlie XCX out of a lineup, honestly. There are some Travis Kelce references. She gives out a shout out to the New Heights podcast in the song Wood. She talks about in Fate of Ophelia, she says that, she talks about him and his team. Opalite, the third track, is a complete dedication to their relationship. Let's see what else. She addresses the critics in the Charlie XCX and Actually Romantic. Where's another one? Relationships. Let's see. Eldest daughter, she is talking about her family. Father figure, people aren't really sure. They're saying it could be she's being betrayed by her protege. It's as well, it's unclear who she's referring to. They believe the song could be about Olivia Rodrigo or Scooter Braun, et cetera, et cetera. So there you go, guys. There you go. All right. We can keep talking about it, but let's move on today. Diddy is being sentenced. I'm okay with it. He's not okay with it, though. He's very, very upset. Now, his defense team is going all in. They're crying on the stand. They're doing documentaries about him. They are losing their damn mind. But apparently Diddy is sitting there with his head in his hands, looking like he's going to cry. And they're even saying that he looks like the character from the Scream movies, with the hood. And I thought Bethany looked like that in a video the other day. Did you guys see that reel that Bethany posted the other day from the airport? And I opened it and I was like, oh my God. That's like a real niche reference, but if you guys know which one I'm talking about, she was at the airport talking about her phone or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, Bethany." Um, I feel like I need to show you because if I refer to it and then I don't talk about it, I feel like you guys are gonna be like, "Wait, what? Just look at this." I was like, "Bethany." Bethany can be so pretty, but sometimes I'm like, "Whoa, jump scare." Check this out. Like, what? It scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Whoa, Beth." Okay, back to Diddy. It says depraved Diddy was high for 24 years, but now is a savior who should be freed, according to his defense team. They are, basically pleading for mercy and a swift release. Everyone is like doing everything they possibly can. But this is the artist who is sitting in the what's it called? In the courtroom doing the art. This is what she's drawing. This is what he looks like right now. Here. Do you see him? And he doesn't look good. Doesn't look good or doesn't look happy. And it says um the lawyer, Diddy's lawyer, has suggested that he should be freed and become a motivational speaker. A speaker, you guys. They realize that he could be different. He's different now. He can go to people who are incarcerated. He can go to any, he can go to any community. He can change people's lives. He can do so much. Sure. Okay. They're saying that he was high before he was medicating because his body was hurt, his emotions are hurt, but now he's better. He's completely better. The defense desperately references Domestic Violence Awareness Month and a plea for leniency. They're doing everything they can. They're literally saying he had PTSD, he was depressed, he had anxiety, he needed a drug program, but now I swear he's going to be fine. They're completely blaming drug addiction. The defense appears stressed, I think, because they know it's probably not going to go very well. His daughter begs the judge not to let her sister grow up fatherless. Ugh, okay. Diddy cries over Kim Porter's death as the defense shares the video with court. Diddy cried in court as defense played their 11-minute video about his life. The rapper was moved to tears when the clip addressed the death of Kim Porter, the mother of four of his children. He was seen bent over in the courtroom, moving forward and shaking his head. He struggled to relive the heartbreak of losing his former partner. Dana Tran, the mother of his 2-year-old daughter, Love, was also crying from the public gallery as the video played out. Anguish Diddy is double of the iconic scream painting. I just can't with these headlines. This is killing me. But not in like a. I love how the attorney is crying. The attorney is crying. Come on now, right? Diddy's teen daughter begs for his release so he can parent his toddler. I mean, all of these things sound great, but like, sorry, but Fafo, right? Am I being too hard on him? Fafo. Maybe you guys think that he should come out. I don't know. They're saying he's a superhero. Come on, let's do it. Get him out. He's amazing. He's the most wonderful. Do you guys remember all those letters from the court with all the writing? I just think that he's not, they're doing everything they possibly can. But the prosecution is accusing Diddy in defense of victim blaming. You guys all think that father figure from Taylor Swift is Ryan Reynolds? I don't know. I'll have to read the lyrics later. Anyway, they already have booked a speaking arrangement for Diddy. That's how much they're expecting that he's going to be able to come out of jail. But no idea. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they actually have a verdict in, do we? I don't think we have an actual verdict in yet. But when we do find out, I don't think it's going to go well, you guys. I don't think it's going to go well for Diddy. Do you? I'm ready for him to do some more time for sure. I think we'd be very devastated if he got out and just like went back to life. I don't think he's learned his lesson. Not me. No, not me. My friend Emily is currently in New York covering the trial. Let's see if she's posted anything from today. She was on my show a few months ago, remember? She always has the most interesting coverage from the trial. Like, let's see. Diddy's about to speak. This is what she posted.
All right, apparently Diddy's going to speak, so I'm going back in. Here we go. All right, apparently Diddy's...
This is 20 minutes ago.
All right, Brian Steele just knocked it out of the park. I had to come outside and make a video because Brian Steele, he's always killing it. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. So he just went up in front of the judge and basically talked about how our prison system is not designed to make people better. He talked about what Diddy's exact prison situation looks like. He said he's with Bloods and Crips, that there's 25 guys and they all share a room, that they can't even drink water. They have to boil the water before it's usable. How the other day, some guy had a shank and literally got on top of Diddy and some guards stopped him and the guy was ready to stab him. Or I don't know what a shank is, whatever that, stab, hit, whatever. He then talks about how it is not a speaking engagement on Monday, that Xavier Donaldson will be addressing that. Oops, sorry. Ooh, that was a long speech. He said that Diddy has lost everything, his business, his name, and now he feels cursed that he gave his kids this name and that he feels so remorseful.
Bullshit.
So remorseful that when he looks in the mirror, all he sees is what he's done to others, his family. That he's not interested in being a celebrity anymore. All he wants to do is heal. And why I think Brian Steele knocked it out of the park is because he talks about how Diddy was a drug addict and a violent man, and how the only way he's going to be able to heal through this trauma is by being in a program to actually rehabilitate him, and that this prison is not going to do anything. And he looked at the judge and said, the prosecutors are asking for an 11-year sentence. I would love if they just spent 2 days in a prison. He said the prison, 2 days in custody is like Walking Dead. Every day it rips the fabric of the heart, mind, and soul apart. And he's asking for Diddy to be released today. Stay tuned.
Here's the problem. All of that sounds great if you have someone that's innocent. If you have someone that's in prison for, not committing a crime. But I don't feel sympathy. This is like a Kohberger situation. Remember Kohberger when he went in there and he was like, they're being mean to me. They're sexually harassing me. They're saying mean things to me. It's loud. The food's bad. Like what? It's called doing your time. Prison's not supposed to be pleasant. It's prison for a reason. It's not the Four Seasons. Like we have an entitled person in there. Remember Donna Adelson, who when she went to prison, she was like, they wake me up at 3. I can't sleep. It's prison. You committed a crime. That's why people like us try to follow the rules so we don't end up there. Yeah? I mean, what? It's so ridiculous. This guy treated a lot of people very, very shitty for many, many years. I mean, I get that he wants to get out. Duh. I want to get out. I'm not even there and I want to get out of prison. I couldn't imagine spending 1 hour in prison. I don't even want to look into prison. I can't even watch prison documentaries. They scare me. But he belongs in prison for a little bit longer, for a lot of bit longer. Just like, this is too soon. He booked a speaking. The fact that they booked him a speaking engagement for next week makes me want to keep him in prison for another year. Like that on its own is enough for me to say, no, now you stay. Bothers me even more. Emily Knows Everything is her Instagram. She's been covering it very, very well. She covered the entire case and then now she's back. She's a good friend of mine. Maybe I can get her back on the show next week to talk about it once everything is done. And we'll keep an eye out on Diddy. Hopefully we don't see him out of prison. That's my own thought. Sorry. Meanwhile, we have some other updates. Teddi Mellencamp finally revealed that she no longer has stage 4 cancer. Look at that, you guys. I am so freaking happy. Teddi Mellencamp, housewife, was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. She started out with a little one on her back, and then more, and then more, and then more, and then more. And it kept spreading, it kept spreading, it kept spreading, it kept spreading. And she had to have 17 surgeries on her back over the last couple of years. And then earlier this year, if you guys remember and you've been watching my show, it went and spread into her brain. And she, like, randomly after the Super Bowl of this year, she was feeling very headachy. And then she started stumbling and losing her words. And then she started to lose her vision and was in a lot of pain with headaches. And we share a best friend, Valerie. And Valerie, she called Valerie panicking. She's also very close to Tamra from Real Housewives. They share, they do their podcast. But she went and she went to the hospital. They did an MRI or whatever, CAT scan, I can't remember. She immediately went to Cedars. They did emergency surgery. They removed tumors, but she had more tumors in her brain. Horrible. She ended up finding out that there was additional tumors, and then she started this immunotherapy, and she's been so sick, really struggling. I guess it's incredibly hard on your body, and she's going to have to be doing it for the next 2 years, or at least from when she started, 2 years. So now we're in October. Super Bowl is February. So around then, March, I think, is when she discovered the cancer. I remember I was in Chicago. It was such a horrible time. So scary, so sad. And now we're in October, and she announced on her show that she officially does not have stage 4. She officially revealed that her cancer is now undetectable. She said on her podcast, just to give a little life update to you guys, I had my immunotherapy yesterday. I did my scans, and at this point, there is no detectable cancer. I'm still going to be having days when I'm feeling sick and stuff because I'm still in immunotherapy. So I'm still fighting because you have to be. But the immunotherapy is working. She goes, I'm not considered in remission. The way the doctors say it works, it's like 1 year, then 2 years, and at 3 years, you're allowed to be considered in remission. But that was huge yesterday. Remember, she has a 12-year-old Slate. She has Cruz, who's 11. She has Dove, who's 5. She's a mother of 3, and then she has a stepdaughter. I am so fucking happy for her, you guys. She's also a friend of mine, but what a miracle. I truly thought that she was going to, like, not be able to beat this battle. I can't even tell you how happy I am for her. What an incredible, incredible, incredible reveal for her. I'm so happy for her. And then meanwhile, in just a little other Bravo news, Sheena Shea is beyond annoying. And that's like all I want to say about that. I can't stand Sheena Shea. And I haven't been covering Real Housewives of Miami. Do you guys watch Real Housewives of Miami? I haven't been covering any of the housewives on the show. I just can't. I don't know what to say about them. I mean, Bravo lost me this year. Bravo really lost me. I watch it, but it's not appointment TV. Like, I'll watch it in the background. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting there and like taking notes like I used to, but I'm watching it and I'm interested in it, but I'm not up to date on Miami. I'm like 3 episodes behind, but I did see this morning, like the big reveal. There was like this big, oh my God, that's going to happen on the Miami reunion. And everyone was saying like, you're not going to believe what happens on the Miami reunion. And then sure enough, this is what this big like reveal was, and everyone is freaking out over it. What do you guys think? I'll play it for you. If I could find it. Hold on. Where is it? This is the revelation that left everyone speechless on Miami. I want to know what you guys think, and it's from Julia.
I feel like when she started to be friends with Alexia, I was fine with it. And Alexia wasn't instigating Julia. But then when Marisol got in the picture, Julia transformed herself. And she took a dive on the dark side, and I couldn't even recognize her anymore.
Okay.
So I'm like, yes, there is something underneath that. It's
You love to
changing
blame me
her,
for
or
everything. Take
maybe
responsibility for your
enabling
own
her
behavior.
to bring her true self out.
Okay. Julia,
I would like to say something that will bring clarity, hopefully, on why we are with Adriana where we are. In the Hamptons, Adriana and I slept together.
I feel like when she started.
What do you guys think? So apparently, Apple Fritter, Arizona says, so basically, Julia cheated on Martina. You know, Julia is married to Martina, the tennis player. Sexually used Adriana, told Marisol about their encounter so she could be accepted in the Mean Girls, that's Marisol and Alexis group, and then shit all over Adriana. Got it. Julia was nothing but a plain farmer gal, wife of a great tennis star, but she just had to get to a brighter star. Poor Martina and the children. I'm Team Adriana. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? People are very upset with Julia that she outed Adriana, that apparently, you know, she basically cheated on her wife and they just adopted these baby boys, but then she also outed Adriana. Now, we don't know. What do you think slept together? What if all of a sudden she's like, no, we just shared a bed. Isn't that weird? But also the reactions of their faces are amazing. Like, I'm going to play this clip a little bit in the background, and it's so funny to watch everyone's reactions to the news, because first it goes, Andy's like, and then it goes to everyone else's reactions. Hold on. When they say it really quickly, after Julia says it, it's the best because Larsa cannot move her face. Here we go. Hold on.
Her to bring her true self out.
okay. Julia,
I would like to say something that will bring clarity, hopefully, on why we are with Adriana where we are. In the Hamptons, Adriana and I slept together.
Okay. So first you see Andy going, and then Marisol, Alexia, Stephanie, Kiki, now Elisa, I can't remember anyone's name right now. Help me, you guys. Everyone's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But then just wait until you get to Larsa. Larsa's face. She can't move. It's so good. Larsa is so plumped up, pushed up, fillered up, frozen. Like, she can't move. It's so stupid. Okay. And the biggest comment that I agree with, Melissa says, all of these shows are a snooze for me. Don't care about these people or their trivial self-made problems. And this is truly where I am too with all of these shows. I don't care about them anymore. And it's like been a little bit of a challenge for me, because I honestly used to be so Gertie. Thank you, Gertie. I was like, what are their names? I used to care so much about these shows. This is why Daily Dose of Donna kind of started, was my obsession over reality TV. Like, I was the reality TV queen in terms of my obsessions, right? Something happened in the last year where real life stuff became so much more important than reality TV in my mind and in my like heart and my passions, when it came to like trials and Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, and then of course the Karen Reed, and then real life world problems, you know, that I just can't wrap my head around this reality TV bullshit, especially when I see how produced it is, how fake it is, and how like trivial it is when it comes to real life issues and like people's real lives on the line. It's so interesting. And I sometimes I wonder how are the people that are so obsessed with reality TV, do they just like not pay attention to the news or like real life stuff? Or is it their compartmentalization time? Like they need it to separate themselves. But I don't know. I find it so fascinating. I could never imagine doing an entire show covering a reality show anymore. I couldn't do it. Daily Dose of Donna could not do it. And I posted about this yesterday on Instagram. I was like, I know I've changed. Because I get DMs all the time saying like, why don't you cover Bravo anymore? You suck. And I'm like, I know I've changed. And if you can be here and still sit with me, like I would love for you to stay with me here. And I still cover it a little bit here and there. You know, I loved covering the Valley. I love covering certain reality things, but I can't just do like an entire episode on Bravo. Like I would die. I would die of boredom. Die. You guys think it's an escape, some of you. Yeah, I get it. And I escape, but I would rather escape to like the summer I turned pretty. You know what I mean? Like I really want to escape. Special Forces, I'll watch tonight with my kids. So don't tell me what happens. Friday night, Special Forces is my night. Emma says, finally, I got you live. I got you live, Emma. I got you live. Okay, so now just to wrap today's up, Karen Reed and Turtleboy. This is a hard one to kind of cover, and I don't know if I can even wrap it up really fast, but Karen Reed and Turtleboy are having drama. And basically, if I can get the story right, which I know I'm not going to get it all right, but essentially, because people are very sensitive about this, people really, really, you know, have a lot of anger over this and a lot of stress. But basically, Turtleboy, from what I know, allegedly recorded a phone call. This is all alleged. And if you're a Turtleboy lover, please don't get mad at me. I have no skin in the game. I have not talked to anyone on any side. I don't know. I don't care. Turtleboy allegedly found recorded a conversation of Karen Reed. You know what I'm going to do? I have a friend who, you know, Hungry Human, DJ Hungry Human on TikTok. She posted, hold on. Hamas agreed. Guys, this is big news for the war. Sorry to change the subject. I'm going to get back to Turtleboy, but this is big news. See, world news takes precedence on my show. Big news, big news. Hamas agrees to release all the hostages. I'm freaking out. Oh, I'm praying. Let's pray this works, you guys. Don't trust it yet, I know, but let's pray. Let's pray this happens. I want this war to be over so badly, don't you? Let's all pray that happens, okay, you guys? This would be amazing. I know they say you can't negotiate with terrorists. Oh, my God. Please. That's all I want in this world. I pray for those hostages to come home. That's all I care about. I want that war over so badly for everyone, right? Don't you guys just want that over? Like everyone needs to freaking heal already. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, next. Back to, let's try to stay focused. On TikTok, I know that my friend Addie has talked about this. So let's have her, because she covered it. And I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't want to get anyone mad. So let me pull up what she said about it, the whole fallout. And you guys, okay, here we go. Yes, you guys can see here. Hold on.
Karen Reed people, are you keeping up with what's going on with Turtleboy and Karen Reed? They've officially had a falling out. Is anybody surprised? I feel like this was always inevitable, especially once the trial ended and you could see that Turtleboy was getting like pretty pissed off at how some of the interviews were unfolding. But anyways, Karen is accusing Turtleboy of recording their conversations. Allegedly, Turtleboy was recording their conversations and sharing them with people, and Karen caught wind of it and she said, like, I've had enough. The call that I heard, I don't know if it's been verified yet, but there's like there's clips floating around on X. Karen is very upset at Turtleboy for going to Jen McCabe's house, I believe. And this all has to do with the witness intimidation charges. Like, they always wanted to nail Karen on witness intimidation charges as well for her connection with Turtleboy. They were basically saying that like they were in cahoots as far as like intimidating the witnesses went. So the way that this all unfolded and the way that Turtleboy was publicly called out for this was that there was like a call on Spaces, which is sort of like a feature on X where you can have conference calls with people. And so Turtleboy was on it. This Australian guy that Turtleboy was like very, very upset with. He was mad that there was an Australian on the call. And then this guy, Joe Flipperhead, and Joe Flipperhead was the one that like had talked to Karen, and Karen was basically like, I've told people my side of the story. Like, I don't care if my side of the story is out there. And Aidan was on the call screaming. Like, I listened to the call for an hour. It was so much yelling. It was very hard for me to listen to, but I did it for you guys. Aidan was denying all of it. I mean, he even denied that he was like mad about the Howie Carr interview. And if anybody remembers, like he literally wanted them to like pull up a seat for him at the Howie Carr interview. So I don't know why he's denying that, but he was denying that these calls existed. He was bragging about selling out the Wilbur while Karen was living at her parents' house. So that was kind of like a low blow. They were calling him out for all of this. And they were saying that he was lying. He said, if Karen's saying that I recorded the call, she's a liar. But then now these calls are out there. So anyways, it's all kind of crazy, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by all of this. Like, Turtleboy has always been an asshole. That's like his whole thing. And I think he was really pissed off that he did not get an exclusive interview with Karen, although he says that he doesn't care, but like, you know that he does care. I think that they did pretty right by Turtleboy. They invited him out to celebrate with them. Alan Jackson went on his show. I think that he was always going to expect more from Karen than he really deserved. And I've said before, like, Turtleboy is the reason that people know about the Karen Read case. Like, his involvement was huge, getting the story out there and then, you know, nonstop covering it. But I think that he was always expecting more from her in the end than she was going to be able to give him. Because at the end of the day, like, he's not super professional. Like, he's not really somebody, especially as there's like ongoing litigation. Like, you don't want to be affiliated with somebody who's kind of like a loose cannon. But yeah, that's everything.
So what are your guys' thoughts? I mean, the truth is Karen Read has gone through a lot, and I'm sure she's in a position right now where she has to be very, very careful with who she can trust. A lot of people probably want their hands on Karen Read, right? They want to be involved in Karen Read's life in some capacity. Turtleboy is such a huge part of Karen Read's life and story, and I think she'll always be grateful for that. But I do think he soured on her, because there's no question when you watch I thought this even before this recorded phone call, but after the case ended and after the verdict, he was pissed. Like, it doesn't take a detective to recognize he was upset that he didn't get like first interview. And then he said, I'm not upset. I understand she's waiting for big money. But then she went on the Howie Carr show and she gave a little chat there. And then she chatted a little bit with Billy Bush. And then she chatted a little bit here and there. And so like, he's probably feeling like, what the hell? So no one's getting like this big interview with Karen Read. And she is not, I think he got a little bit bitter. Now, I don't watch Turtleboy every night. I'm not like addicted to the story after the story. I kind of like, after Karen Read is over, I would watch Alan Jackson and Alessi and Yannetti do their interviews here and there. And I watched the most recent thing. I watched Alan Jackson on Turtleboy, and then I watched Alan Jackson over on Billy Bush. But I'm not following the Turtleboy like saga. So I don't watch all of that. I think that it's like a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of anger. It's a lot of like, "Arr." He brings a lot of like drama, but it's like one of those things that you can always be grateful for. A person or a friendship. It's like you're friends with someone for a season, for a reason, or for a lifetime. And I think that Turtleboy was like a really great friend for a season for her. And I don't know if that is for a lifetime friend. But if he's going to record a conversation with her and share that, that's a deal breaker, because a friendship is trust. And especially when you've been screwed over by so many people, you don't trust anyone, and you need to trust people. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, but Karen Reed needs to look out for Karen Reed now, right? Like, you need to look out for yourself if you're Karen, not for anyone else. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I think you're going to have people that are fans of hers and will stick with her throughout it. And then you'll have people that are fans of his and will stick with him. I have no skin in the game. Just reporting what happened. I adore you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thanks, Enrique. You love my hair. And so highlights look beautiful, Copper Mountain. Yes, my girl, Kara. I will shout it out on stories. If you're here in LA, go and check her out. She's amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Friday. Let's pray that there's good news coming out of Israel and Gaza today with this new news about Hamas. I am begging that we turn a new leaf. Enough is enough. There's too much on the line right now. We need to be moving on over there. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom. And let's have a great weekend. What are you guys watching this weekend? What are you guys doing? Hopefully everything's gonna go smooth. I love you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.